has come to Idaho, and I've got to say, for this California transplant, I am in awe. It is so beautiful. Currently, I'm working on a spring writing vlog for you, but I wanted to get a few more videos of just how gorgeous it is here before I'm done. It's been a crazy few weeks, so today I thought I would give you a sneak peek instead of the type of content you'd find on my book club tier on Patreon. I am constantly giving you updates on what books I'm reading and what books I recommend, as well as a few videos of my library and my honest thoughts on some of the books that I've read. For this sneak peek, I decided to go to a sale at the library. I browsed the stacks for hours. I was able to find quite a few amazing finds. I couldn't believe they have an entire section of Lori Wick books. This was my absolute favorite author to read when I was in college. Oh, I've been looking for white chocolate moments for the longest time. The Princess by Lori Wick is one of my absolute favorite books ever. Ooh, I also like The Hawk and the Jewel. After the Lori Wick books, I decided to go in search of some other Christian romance authors that I enjoyed reading in college. They had an entire Tracy Peterson section, and I have been looking for this book for the longest time. To me, there is nothing better than going treasure hunting at the local library. Here are the books that I found and just had to bring home for my own shelves. First was this book, Queen Esther and the Second Graders of Doom by Ali Leiter. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. So I randomly spotted this one as I was going past the young adult section, and I was like, Queen Esther retelling? I mean, that's gotta be Christian fiction, right? And so I decided to grab it and look at the back, and I was like, yeah, I think this is a Christian fiction. And since that's what I write, I love to support other Christian authors and to see what else people are writing about. So I'm really excited to read this one. Continuing in that section, I found this book on a whim. I'm not quite sure what the series is. It looks like it's by Lisa McKendrick. And again, I think this is a Christian fiction, a YA Christian fiction, just like I write. Though this seems to be more contemporary. And I haven't written any contemporary Christian fiction yet, though I am working on it. So this will be fun to read and compare when I get a chance. As I said, I love Lori Wick, and I loved this book, White Chocolate Moments. And what's so funny is that I don't remember even what the story is about. I just remembered loving it. Do you ever have a story that way? Like a book that just really touched your heart and you don't even remember why? So I have been looking for this one. I thought I had it and then realized I didn't. And so it's been on my list for a while to get a new copy. And so when I saw it, I was like, yes, you're coming home with me. A Lady of Secret Devotion by Tracy Peterson. I loved this series. I read it in college, and there was this huge library in, I think, Milpitas when I was in college that I used to go to with a friend, and we just devoured books from there. And I remember getting this one there and loving it so much, loving the entire series. And so I have been looking for it, and I had not been able to find it anywhere. So I'm so excited that I found it. I'm like, yes, finally I have it, and I cannot wait to read it again. This one, Ladies with Options by Cynthia Hartwick. Hartwick? Yes. Okay. I happened upon it when I, just saw it sitting there and went, I wonder what this is about. And I read the back and I was like, okay, I actually think this is a Christian fiction. And it talks about, it being the mostly Methodist club, met Saturday morning year-round, but was at its best in autumn and winter, so maybe I will wait until autumn to read this one. But it looks like it's about married Christian women and what they do, and is set around middle-aged women, which, it's kind of a group that does not get written about very often. I do have a few books on my shelf here that are about that. I think there's one that's over there that is The Wedding Machine. It's the same sort of concept where it's middle-aged women talking about what their daughters are doing and other things like that. And I just thought this would fit right in with that. So I think I will put it on my to-be-read list for the fall. All right, lastly, I was on my way out when I spotted Just Ella. I love this book. I actually remember seeing it, and I'm trying to catch the author's name. Margaret Haddix. See, it's kind of blocked off right now by their sticker. Hopefully I'll be able to take that off. I'm not sure if I will. But I remember seeing this book with a different cover in high school and not liking the premise of it at all. It's Cinderella after the ball, and she goes and she meets the prince and actually doesn't end up liking the relationship anymore. I can't imagine why. But I did not want to read it in high school. I think I tried a couple of times and I was like, no, I like the fairy tale romance. I want Cinderella with her prince, and that's all, happily ever after. And finally, I read it when I got older, and it is an amazing take on the tale. It is so beautiful. The romance is great. I loved it. It is a YA series. It does have a sequel. Oh, it looks like it has 2 sequels. I remember reading The Palace of Mirrors, and it's okay. I think that Just Ella is better. And I haven't read The Palace of Lies, so maybe I'll have to read that one. But I was so glad to finally get my own copy of this. Alright, so when I finished there, I'll be honest, I had to take another detour to Barnes & Noble because they had triple rewards that day. And I mean, I'm going to be spending money on books anyway and buying books from them from time to time, so you might as well take advantage of something like that. So I decided to take a quick jaunt over there and see what they had. And first I found The Princess Academy by Shannon Hale. This is the 3rd book in the series, and I have the first 2. I have a very old copy of the first one, and it looks so cool. I absolutely love it. And then I have a second one in hardback, and it has a newer cover, and then this is the 3rd one, and it has a completely different cover. So it's kind of going against my aesthetic that I enjoy doing, where all of the books are from the same time period of covers, but oh well. I loved this series. It's a middle grade series, and it is great for girls, and I really loved it, the first one and the second one, and so I'm like, yes, I have to get the 3rd one now, especially since I can use the rewards to do it. And lastly, I picked up Cinder and Glass by Melissa De La Cruz. Now, I am going to preface this one by saying I have not read this book yet. It is a YA fairy tale retelling of Cinderella, and it sounded really interesting from the back, so you can pause to read that if you'd like. However, this is not a Christian author. I'm going to say that because I know my audience, and I have read other books by her. Some of them were clean and great, and she does a lot of the Disney ones, and I've really enjoyed them. And then I have also read one where there was a whole lot of stuff that Christians would not prefer to read in it. And so I have not recommended that book or the couple of books that I've read by her. So I am honestly not sure what this one is going to have. So keep an eye on my Patreon. I will do a review on this. I will say what I have found out. I'm hopeful that it's going to be really good. It has a beautiful cover, and it sounds really interesting on the back, and I love new takes for Cinderella, and it's one of my favorite fairy tales for people to redo. And I realize some people are like, how many times can you rehear the same story? But everyone has their own unique, interesting take on it, and I love that. And I'm even have a couple of ideas myself on a couple of Cinderella retellings that I hope to do in the future. So, hopeful that this book is going to be great. So that is all for today. Like I said, keep up with me on my Patreon, on the book club. It's only $1 a month, and you'll be able to find out what books I'm reading, what books I recommend, and as well as some videos where I sometimes will randomly just go unhinged on a book, spoilers included. Find me over there, link will be in the bio. Thanks for watching. Bye.